Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. And in today's video I'm gonna be recapping my summer palette collection. So at the beginning of summer I always at the beginning of every season I always pick top 10 eyeshadow palette collection for that season, and at the end of the season I always come back and tell you how much I've used all these palettes, what I've noticed about them, if I've been enjoying them, and what kind of looks I've been into with those palettes. So hopefully you'll enjoy this video. If you want to see the original collection, like the ranking video, I will leave it in the card in the corner, and I already have my autumnal palettes ready, so that will also be in the cards. And also, in case you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadows especially, and I just love eyeshadow palettes and playing with them and having fun. So in case you like that too, I would really appreciate you staying here, subscribing, and leaving a like. And now for these, I'm just gonna go in the order that I always mention them in my top 10 favorites, and that is from the number 10 to number 1. And at the spot number 10, I placed the Pokemon palette from Colourpop. It was the larger palette. I actually don't have it here with me because I had it at my grandparents' house all summer because that's where I was, and I forgot to take it with me, but I don't know when I'm gonna be there. So the Pokemon palette, if I'll find a picture of how mine looks like, because I did rearrange it a little bit, I will try to pop it on the screen, and if not, I'll just show you the original version of it. But at the beginning of summer, this palette had 29 uses, and right now it has 34 uses, so I was able to use it 5 times. I haven't used the palette as a whole. I only used a couple of the shades because I was building a lot of BYOPs and duping palettes, so I would use a couple of shades here and there to, get eyeshadows. Most of the uses were in I was duping the 3 Nomad Anniversary palette, the Berlin Underground, Fête de Provence, and America Sparks, and most of the shades and like most of the uses happened because of that. So I haven't used it as a whole. It is a beautiful palette, but I've been panning so much and like really focusing my Pendos eyeshadows and Pendos palettes, so I didn't really have time to go through this large palette, but it is beautiful. I still love it. I still think it's gorgeous. I love the blues there, and I love the yellows. Like, they're definitely my favorite. So only 5 uses on that. Then I have the Gospel palette, which I don't think I have it at my grandparents' house, but I cannot figure out where it is. It should be here in this room, and I can't find it. Like, I don't know. But the Gospel palette, it doesn't really matter all that much because we only went from 9 uses to 10 uses, so I've only used it once, and I think it was for one of those like matte seafoamy tealy shades for one look, and that was it. Maybe I've used like one more shade, but yeah, I've only used it for one look, and I think it was just like 1 or 2 eyeshadows because I usually mix my palettes a little bit for each look. Like today I have 2 palettes, and that's usually the minimum for me, so that's that. Then we have the Mighty Monster palette from Oden's Eye in collaboration with Annette Oberstadt. This is a beautiful palette. I absolutely love this. I love the orangey yellows, I love the blues, and this kind of serpenty green. This one, so pretty. But I haven't used it at all. I kind of forgot that this palette is in this collection. So yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know how I could forget about that because it's so beautiful, but I did. So it stayed at 17 uses, and I feel very ashamed of that. I hope I'm gonna like roll it in maybe my Project 20 uses or Pendos Ashes, like something. I would love to work on this. So this one has 0 uses. On the other hand, The next palette is called Sorbetti. It's from Glam Shop. It's this beautiful one. This one looked pristine before the beginning of summer. Well, it was used, but it wasn't like this. But now it's very dirty. It has 2 pans already, and one shade is very close to pan. Because this one was in my Pendos eyeshadows and also as my palette crush of the month, so I was using it every single day for a month. And so the Sorbetti went from 17 uses to 62 uses. I've used it 45 times. It makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy. It's a beautiful palette. I love the shimmers. I love the mattes. This is a perfect summery palette, especially for those super quick one and done looks. And yeah, I mean, it is so pretty. So that's the Sorbetti. It's the most used palette in this collection, so nothing will top this. Maybe I should have organized it by the number of uses, but whatever. Then I have the Beauty Moon Cosmetics Wilma Finger Dew palette, which is a palette from this year. It was actually very new when I rolled it into this collection because it hasn't been used yet. And since then, I've used it for 7 different looks. So we went from 0 to 7. And I was able to know pen left behind this palette twice, I believe. It's a really nice palette. It's very rainbowy, very colorful. But it has neutral shades that I don't use all that much. It has green that I was trying to pan in so many different palettes, so I wasn't focusing on this, and I was also panning similar shade to this. So I wasn't really all that into playing with this palette, mostly because the color story was very similar to what I was trying to pan or use in my other, like in my projects and stuff. So I haven't actually had the most, so I didn't actually have the most uses, but 7 is still nice. It's one of the better numbers. Then I have a palette that I actually have on today, even though today's use doesn't count because I already counted my uses for these palettes a couple days ago when I thought I'm gonna be filming this video, and then I forgot to film it, so yeah. But this is the Galactic Visitor palette from Sage Beauty. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I'm using I'm using these 3 shades, this shade, and then this and this in my brows. So there's a lot of uses today, but as I said, it doesn't count for today. It's absolutely beautiful. It's also in my Project 20 uses now because it's been rolled in. And this one, where is it? We went from 6 uses to 10 uses, so I've used it 4 times. I've been focusing on it mostly at the end of August, so not too many uses, but I'm still gonna continue using it since it's in my Project 20 uses. And I'm just loving this. The shimmers are so pretty, and the mattes are such a beautiful color story and such a beautiful formula. So it will get a lot more uses this year anyways. And I think ever since I bought it, ever since I was rolled into the Project 20 uses, I just wasn't really focusing on it because I knew I'm still gonna use it in that project, so it doesn't really matter if I'll have my uses before the summer ends because it will still get a lot of uses anyways. Then another palette, and that one actually got quite a bit of uses. Like I doubled the uses on this palette, and that's the Little Cosmetics Avatar: The Last Airbender collaboration, or like collection. And this is the Air palette, like the Air Nomads. This is how it looks like. It's so beautiful. I love this color story. This is my favorite palette from that collection, which might be surprising since it's like almost neutral palette, but I feel like this is the most beautiful, cute, and fun neutral palette I've ever seen. And this palette went from 5 uses to 11 uses. So from 5 looks to 11 looks created with this palette. And my favorite shade is definitely Moon Peach and Ang. Like I absolutely love them, but I've used the shade Yip Yip a lot of times. Like I think 3 of these looks were using the shade Yip Yip because it's so sparkly and it's so shifty, and I feel like no matter what shade you're gonna, or like no matter what crease you're gonna do, this shade will always be perfect for it. So that's the Air palette, and yeah, I've used it 6 times. which, considering it's a small palette and you don't have that many options and a lot of the looks will look kind of similar, I think that's really good. Next up, another 9 pan palette is the Fantasy Cosmetica Monk palette, which is a palette that I bought this year. I don't know if it was released this year, but I bought it this year, and it's a beautiful summer palette. Like, it's yellows and oranges, like, you need this. So Monk went from 5 uses to 10 uses, so I also doubled the uses on this, and yeah, I think 5 uses for a monochromatic 9 pan is still really nice for a summer, because I was also like panning a couple yellows and stuff, so I wasn't focusing only on this. I love the shade Flurry because it's like a purpley orangey gold. It's a very beautiful shade and definitely one of my favorites, and then obviously Stun because I love warm bright yellows. It's the love of my life, okay? Number 2 is the Drops of Fantasy palette from DD Signature, which I've also tried for the first time this year. I don't know if it was released this year as well, right? I think I bought it very close to the release date. And this one was fairly new. I just filmed my initial review of this palette before rolling it into this collection. And so we started at 3 uses, 3 looks done with this palette. And now we're at 10. So I've used it 7 times, which is very, very good. Most of these palettes were used like 5 to 7 times. And I love this. It's just so beautiful. I love this peachy matte, this beautiful sparkly greeny pink and purple, and obviously neon yellow. I'm a sucker for neon yellows. It's just the love of my life. And then number 1, I always, for a couple, I think for this whole year, I've been also creating seasonal BYOPs. And for summer, I decided to create this like summer BYOP using shades from my Unearthly palette. So these are all Unearthly shades. And I also have like 2 face powders because I don't have space for them. So that kind of ruins the picture. But this is a color set that I came up with. It's very inspired by the pride flag, like the full pride flag, with like the stripes and everything. I can't remember how it's called right now. I just love this color story. Like, there's so many, like, there's this like mojito side, and then this like sunsetty side, and like I just really love this color story. I'm very, very proud of it. I've used this palette 24 times, like for 24 different looks. So I think it definitely deserves the number 1 spot. Obviously, like, Sorbet has better uses, but it was in 2 different projects, so still 24 times. I don't think my spring palette has been used that many times, like the BYOP. And when it comes to the usage, like, I even managed to hit 1 pan, and I'm very close to hitting pan on this shade as well, but I was able to use this first shade called Starlight 6 times. This one is from the All I Ever Wanted palette. Next up we have Full Moon. I've used it 5 times, and this one is from the Spring Magic palette. Then Angel, also from the All I Ever Wanted palette, I've used 6 times. Nightmare, no, I think it's called Nightmare, sorry. I've used 4 times, that's from the Night Terror palette. Then Blood Moon, I've only used once. I don't really use these red shades a lot. And this one's from the All I Ever Wanted palette. Then this is Herbalist, and I've only used it once. It's from the Spring Magic palette. Then Autumn, I've used 5 times. It's from the Fall Magic palette. Then this one is Cozy, also from the Fall Magic palette, and I've used it 4 times. This one is Clouds. I've used that 12 times, and it's from the Spring Magic palette. This one is Mood. It's from the Night Terror. I've only used it once. Then Unusual. I've used it 5 times, and it's from the All I Ever Wanted palette. Spice is from the Fall Magic palette, and I've used it once. Dragonfly is from Spring Magic, and I've used it 3 times. Horror is from the Night Terror, and I've used it once. And Sprout is has been used 2 times, and it's from the Spring Magic palette. So a couple of these I've only used once, but then a lot of the other ones I've used like 6 times, or like 5-6 times. and I almost hit 2 pans. So it's very successful. I think these palettes were all really, really pretty. I loved working with them. I'm very sad that I haven't used the Mighty Monster, but otherwise I think this was a very, very successful month. And in total, in these past 3 months or ish, I don't remember exactly when I filmed the initial like ranking, and I don't remember what was the date of me counting down the numbers, but there wouldn't be that many off days, so I think it's fine. In total, all of these, when I count down all the uses for all of these palettes, I've used them 104 times, which is a little bit less than in the spring. I think the spring collection had like 140 uses, but still, considering I was panning so much, like last month I panned 15 shades, 13 shades, one of those, I'm not completely sure, but yeah, a lot of shades. Okay, so I think this is still a really, really wonderful number. It's like more than 30 uses for these palettes in a month, and usually I would use like one of them, sometimes even two. So yeah, every single day I would kind of rotate through them, and I'm very happy that I did, because it just made me really appreciative of the summer palettes that I have. And I think I have beautiful color stories here that kind of allowed me to do pretty much anything I want, and it was super fun, and I loved my looks this summer. There were some like more easy ones, and then a lot of very, very fun creative ones that I've enjoyed so, so, so much. So let me know what you thought about this. Which palette was your favorite, and what was your most used palette in the summer? Please let me know down below. I hope you've had a wonderful day and that you've enjoyed this video, and I'll be super happy to see you tomorrow with another video. So bye.